Hello and welcome to my late night show, Joy of Working. I'm Chaya Srivatsa and I'm here to share with you my experiences in my work life, the takeaways and the tips. I've spoken for nearly 32 sessions so far on the various jobs I've done. Today I'm going to shift the focus from doing a job to becoming an entrepreneur. Yes, I hadn't tried that. Now I'm going to share with you my entrepreneurial effort. Being a writer, naturally, I had to choose a product which I am familiar with. So when my husband got transferred to Bangalore and we came to settle down here, I realized that Bangalore did not have a city magazine. Having come from Bombay, which is flooded with magazines, morning magazine, midday magazine, afternoon magazine, evening paper, I found here, except for the morning paper, there was no other communication. So I decided I'm going to start a magazine, full, proper magazine, because I'd worked with Femina. I knew what all goes into it, but I really didn't know the insides of it. They say the best barber cannot cut his own hair. The best writer cannot publish her own magazine. I realized it later. But it was a great experience. It took away a lot of our money because we had to pay for the paper, we had to pay the printer, we had to pay salaries to the staff that I had, and brilliant staff I had. They're all first comers to journalism. They were, in fact, they took very little as salary, saying that, ma'am, we'd like to get trained under you. It was so very satisfying. And some of them, there was Maria Abraham who joined us, and she became a pretty senior journalist with the Week magazine. Unfortunately, she passed away some time ago. Then there was Preeti Kamatar, who came to us as an artist. She was from the Chitrakala Parishad, and she did all the designs, the cover designs and inside layout and things like that. There was Ranjit, who's now living in his estate in Coorg, playing golf. They were all the first timers. There were many more. There was Ishwari, Aparna Ishwari, who's now in US, doing very erotic stuff. Now when I say erotic, it's not the erotic that we think about. It's okay, let me put in another word. It's very esoteric. Yes, she does yoga, dance, healing, things like that. Then there is Prajwal Hegde, who's now a pretty senior journalist now. There's Stanley Carvalho, who was working but who would be a freelance writer with us. And he went off to be with Reuters, I think, in Abu Dhabi. Now he's back in Bangalore. Then there is Ravi Sharma, yes, golfer, but he used to also contribute. There is Prithvi Banwasi, who was a young student who would come to us with campus news. And you know what? Today he runs a chain of Montessori schools. Now, so I did not become a successful entrepreneur, but these people have moved on and moved on very well. Our magazine was all about Bangalore, but not a very negative kind of information about Bangalore, but more about the citizens' interest in what's happening in Bangalore. So we were a very wholesome journalism because Maria used to write very well, and there was no, gossip or anything like that. And we went and interviewed the top bosses to get things from the horse's mouth. I didn't do much writing except for some interviews. I was more like the boss. My younger son Anil was doing his journalism. So he was, in a way, the back end. Later on, I handed it over to him and he became the editor-publisher. But this way, we had a small group But all of us were on one page, and that page was wholesome journalism. No gossip, no sensation, just good information. On the first year of our magazine, we had a beautiful show called Bangalore Darshan. It was the most innovative show, which had fashion show, it had audio visuals on the water problem, the electricity problem, the bus problem, just about everything. We went and shot all these things, put them together, and we had in the audience all the bigwigs of the water board, the electricity board, the police commissioner, and the chief guest was Mr. N. Ram. So it was a very sophisticated anniversary that we had. Nice, no? For an entrepreneur. And Awake, Association of Women Entrepreneurs of Karnataka, they awarded me for enterprise in publishing. I felt really happy, but I wanted to hand the baton over to my son, who had graduated in journalism, whereas I had absolutely no university degree or anything in journalism. I thought he should take the magazine forward, and I'll tell you what happened after I left. I'll tell you that tomorrow. But my takeaway from this was that if you want to be an entrepreneur, you should know your business. I knew writing, but I did not know the business of running a magazine. That it costs money, it costs a lot of waiting for the money to come, cash crunch, all these things happen. I wasn't aware of this. We had to close down after 3 years, but that's a different thing. It gave a lot of experience to my son as a journalist. He took it forward with many ways, that's different. But main thing I want to tell you is all enterprises do not succeed. But if they fail, the enterprise fails. But you gain a lot of knowledge. You gain a lot of common sense, wisdom, everything to take it forward. But one thing I learned was, just because you're a writer, you don't become a good businesswoman. I understood that. I stuck to writing after that. And now I stick to speaking. So friends, tomorrow I'll tell you what I did when I quit the Blossom City office. That was the name of our magazine, Blossom City, because Bangalore is full of blossoms. So I'll see you tomorrow with another interesting job that I did after leaving my own company. Bye.